Greetings, Guardians, and welcome back to Olympus Alliance. The Elarite Heat season has officially begun, and with it comes one of the heroes you'll be seeing everywhere over the next few weeks, Peech. Whether you're a veteran Guardian looking to strengthen your Chaos teams, or a brand new player wondering if she's worth investing in, this guide is for you. Today we'll explain everything you need to know about Peech. Her skills, the best order to upgrade her skins, her glyphs, artifacts, gift of the elements, talismans, the best heroes to pair with her, and, of course, the best ways to counter her. Our goal, as always, is simple: to help you build your account correctly from the very beginning, avoiding wasted resources and understanding exactly why a hero works, instead of simply telling you that they're good. So let's begin with what makes Peech such a unique hero. Theater is her home, Chaos is her stage, and every battle is another performance. Her first skill, Theater of Pain, immediately shows what kind of hero she is. Peech strikes the nearest enemy 3 times, dealing physical area damage with every hit while slightly pushing affected enemies backwards. But that's only the beginning. For every Chaos ally she starts the battle with, the range of both her basic attacks and this ability increases by 25%. And that's exactly why Peech shines inside full Chaos compositions. Not only does she hit more enemies, she controls a much larger area of the battlefield. Those repeated knockbacks make it easier for frontline heroes like Cleaver and Kayla to reach multiple targets at once, while Peech safely continues dealing damage from behind. The more Chaos allies surrounding her, the bigger her stage becomes. Her second skill, Harlequin's Punishment, is where she starts dismantling enemy defenses. Peech targets the enemy with the highest armor, dealing physical damage before reducing that armor for several seconds. At the same time, she increases the physical attack, or magic attack, of intelligent allies based on the target's current armor. This creates incredible synergy with heroes like Zisha, Aiden, Lars, and Krista, who can take full advantage of the massive offensive boost. Meanwhile, lowering the enemy's armor makes physical damage dealers even more dangerous. One skill, 2 huge advantages. The enemy becomes weaker. Your team becomes stronger. Her third skill, the Final Act, targets the enemy with the highest physical attack. Peech links herself to that target, preventing movement while stealing a portion of their physical attack every half second. Once the effect ends, she keeps the stolen physical attack for several more seconds. This creates one of the most interesting mechanics in her entire kit. Not only does she weaken the enemy's strongest physical damage dealer, she also transforms that stolen power into her own damage. If uninterrupted, Peech can quickly become a serious offensive threat while simultaneously reducing the pressure coming from the enemy team. Finally, we reach her passive ability, Stage Presence. Every ally positioned in front of Peech increases all the damage she deals. And if those allies belong to the Chaos faction, the bonus becomes even greater. That's why heroes like Cleaver, Kayla, Krista, and other frontline Chaos heroes allow Peech to reach her full potential. The more Chaos heroes standing between her and the enemy, the stronger every performance becomes. Now that we understand how Peech works, let's build her correctly. Let's begin with her skins. Today, Peech has 4 available skins. Her default skin, Health, Crushing, and Physical Attack. The first priority should always be her Health skin. Peech is an aggressive damage dealer, but she isn't naturally a durable hero. If she's eliminated before she has time to perform, all of her incredible mechanics become completely useless. Increasing her health allows her to survive longer against both physical and magical teams, giving her enough time to fully develop throughout the fight. Once her survivability is secured, your next investment should be her physical attack skin. Almost everything Peech does scales with physical attack. Her skills become stronger, her basic attacks become more dangerous, and every point invested here directly translates into more pressure on the enemy team. Simply put, more physical attack means a much more threatening Peech. After that comes her crushing skin. This stat is extremely valuable because it either completely neutralizes the opponent's toughness or increases the damage Peech deals once enemies fall below 50% health. Since Peech is constantly applying pressure during long fights, crushing allows her to finish battles much faster, turning wounded enemies into easy targets. Finally, invest in her default agility skin. Although it isn't the highest priority, agility still provides valuable overall scaling. Besides increasing the effectiveness of her skills, it also gives her a small amount of armor, helping her survive against physical attackers that don't have enough armor penetration. And if, in the future, Peech receives another health or physical attack skin, those should immediately become your highest priorities. Now let's move to her glyphs. Peech has 5 glyphs: physical attack, health, dodge, armor penetration, and agility. The first glyph you should level is physical attack. Just like her skin priority, increasing physical attack immediately strengthens almost everything she does, allowing her to become dangerous much earlier. Next comes health. Again, a dead hero deals no damage. Giving Peech additional survivability allows her to remain on the battlefield long enough to continuously pressure the enemy team. After health, focus on dodge. Against physical teams, dodge dramatically improves her survivability and often allows her to avoid devastating attacks that could otherwise eliminate her before she has time to shine. Your fourth priority should be agility. Besides increasing the power of her skills, agility also provides additional armor, making her slightly more resistant against physical opponents. Finally, invest in armor penetration. Many players expect this to be the first priority, but Peech already reduces the armor of her main target through Harlequin's punishment. Because of that, increasing her overall damage and survivability first usually provides much better value. As always, our recommendation remains the same. Bring every glyph to level 40 before pushing any of them significantly higher, unless you're specifically working toward unlocking skill classes. Now, let's talk about her artifacts. Her weapon artifact grants an armor bonus to the entire team whenever she casts her first skill. Her book artifact increases both armor penetration and physical attack. And her ring artifact increases her main stat, agility. The priority here is very straightforward. Start with the book artifact. It provides the biggest increase to Peech's personal performance, strengthening both her physical damage and her skills at the same time. Every upgrade here has a direct impact on how dangerous she becomes. Your second priority is the ring artifact. More agility means stronger skills while also giving Peech a small boost in armor, helping her survive physical damage more effectively. Finally, upgrade her weapon artifact. The team armor bonus is certainly useful, especially against physical teams, but first you need Peech herself to become a real threat. There's very little value in supporting your team if your main damage dealer isn't properly developed yet. Next comes the Gift of the Elements. Here our recommendation couldn't be simpler. Max it. Peech is a warrior who often plays aggressively and can quickly become the focus of enemy attacks. Every point of health and every point of physical attack helps her survive longer while making her abilities significantly stronger. This is one of those heroes where fully investing in the Gift of the Elements is absolutely worth it. Next, we'll move into one of the most important sections of the guide, her Talismans, because both of them are excellent, and each one allows her to perform a slightly different role depending on what your team needs. Her first talisman increases agility and physical attack. This is the one you'll use most of the time. It strengthens everything Peech already does well, increasing her overall damage while making every one of her skills more effective. If your goal is to maximize her offensive potential, this should be your primary choice. The good news is that this talisman is permanently available in the Eternal Frontier shop, costing 700,000 Frontier coins, making it accessible to every player over time. Her second talisman focuses on health and critical hit chance. This one is much more defensive in nature. The additional health gives Peech more survivability, allowing her to stay alive longer during difficult fights, while the critical hit chance increases her burst potential whenever she's allowed to freely attack. Unlike her first talisman, this one is only available during special events, making it considerably harder to obtain. The truth is, both talismans are excellent. One increases her consistency as a damage dealer. The other improves both her survivability and her ability to surprise opponents with stronger bursts of damage. If you eventually manage to obtain both, you'll be able to adapt Peech depending on the matchup you're facing. Now let's move to one of the questions we receive the most. Which heroes work best alongside Peech? The answer is actually very simple. Peech loves playing inside Chaos teams. The more Chaos allies she starts the battle with, the more value she gains from her first and fourth skills, making the entire composition stronger. Cleaver is probably one of her best partners. As a frontline tank, he creates exactly the space Peech needs to safely perform from the backline. His ability to disrupt enemy positioning also combines perfectly with Peech's knockbacks, allowing multiple enemies to remain grouped together while Chaos heroes continue applying pressure. Kayla is another outstanding partner. Every time Peech pushes enemies backwards, Kayla finds new opportunities to hit multiple targets at once. Together they create constant frontline pressure that becomes increasingly difficult to stop. Xisha benefits enormously from Harlequin's punishment. The massive increase to magic attack allows her abilities to become even more devastating, while Peech simultaneously reduces one of the enemy's strongest defensive stats. Aiden completes the package by providing the sustain Chaos teams often need. He keeps the front line alive, allowing Peech more time to continuously build momentum throughout the battle. Heroes like Krista and Lars also take excellent advantage of the offensive buffs Peech provides, making her an extremely flexible hero capable of fitting into several different Chaos compositions. And that's one of the reasons she's becoming so important this season. She isn't locked into one single lineup. She enables several. Of course, no hero is unstoppable. So let's finish by talking about how to counter Peech effectively. One of her biggest threats is Iris. Because Peech applies multiple debuffs during the fight, Iris can quickly punish her and eliminate her before she has enough time to fully develop. Somna is another excellent answer. A well-timed transformation into a sheep completely interrupts Peech's momentum, preventing her from continuing her performance exactly when she wants to dominate the battlefield. Lian can be equally frustrating. Her charm forces Peech to stop attacking, breaking her rhythm and dramatically reducing the pressure she normally applies. Tempus is another very effective counter. Not only can he reduce Peech's physical attack and maximum health, but if she becomes the hero with the highest armor penetration, he also slows her energy generation and attack rhythm, making her considerably less threatening. Finally, there's Xisha. If Peech happens to be the hero with the lowest magic defense, Xisha is fully capable of eliminating her almost instantly, removing one of the biggest damage dealers before the battle has really begun. And that's why positioning, team composition, and understanding your opponent remain just as important as building the hero herself. Guardians. Peech is one of the biggest stars of the Elarite Heat season, and after testing her extensively, we can honestly say she's a fantastic addition to the Chaos faction. She brings damage. She brings control. She weakens enemy defenses. She empowers her allies. And inside the right team, she becomes an incredible offensive weapon capable of changing the outcome of an entire battle. If you're planning to invest in Peech this season, build her patiently, prioritize the right upgrades, and most importantly, surround her with heroes that allow her to perform at her full potential. We'll continue testing every new skin, every talisman, every relic, and every interaction throughout the season, so if you don't want to miss any of those guides, stay tuned, stay sharp, and as always, salute and friendship.